you cite in your book, and you've cited in loads of interviews, that running didn't save your life, but it certainly helped.
Yeah, I love it. It's probably the best thing I've ever stumbled upon in my life, to be honest with you. More so than snooker, this, that. For me, running beats everything, hands down.
Yeah.
I've got so much mobility on this side, but absolutely zilch on that side. So mechanically, if someone looks at my body,
it's not funny.
they go, "You're in a bad place." I'm like, not in a bad place. I've just been playing snooker for 40 years, you know.
Let's go back to the first time you realised you might have a shout-out at becoming a pro snooker player, when you were 12 in a pro-am tournament.
Yeah.
So the other amateurs were adults, and obviously the professionals were adults.
Yeah.
And you won the blooming tournament.
Yeah.
How did they feel about that?
Yeah, I think at first it's sort of like some people took it well and some people didn't.
Right.
You know, I've never really allowed snooker to turn into work.
Right,
Because I think if it got to that point, I didn't know it's time to just not do it. But I have a rule that if after 20 minutes I'm not feeling it, it's put my cue away and take a day off. As well, I think when I finish playing, I'd probably get a coaching badge and try and help out the club with all types of runners. Just
Oh, when might that be?
I don't know. Whenever I've got the time, you know, whenever I finish playing snooker.
Virgin Radio.
Well, we love it when this man pays us a visit, Vassos.
Our next guest can hit a maximum break eggs for his cookbook, and break his parkrun PB with equal ease and flair. His new autobiography, Unbreakable, is out now in paperback, and on this show, snooker loopy nuts are we for Ronnie O'Sullivan!
Yeah! Listen to that! That's real. Ronnie, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I'm right.
You haven't run for a year.
Yeah, October was the last time I run properly.
I think because you might like running more than we do, and we love it more than anybody else apart from you.
I love
What's
it.
up, man?
I love it. I know my knees were a bit dodgy. I had plantar fasciitis. A couple of consultants said never run again, which I wasn't happy about.
Yeah.
Found a really good consultant. He said your knees are okay, so I'm just kind of slowly getting back into it.
So you have had a shuffle.
I've had a shuffle, yeah.
When was the last time you ran?
Probably about a week ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you cite in your book, and you've cited in loads of interviews, that running didn't save your life, but it certainly helped.
Yeah, I love it. It's probably the best thing I've ever stumbled upon in my life, to be honest with you. More so than snooker, this, that. For me, running beats everything, hands down. Once you've got that, everything else just falls into place. Yeah.
Funny, isn't it? Because your knees are now a bit dodged as a consequence of running.
Yeah.
Whereas once you thought you needed a replacement hip because of playing snooker. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
How is the hip? What was the whole story behind you and your hip?
Well, I still have that theory today, you know, because I believe like a lot of sports just about balance. You know, if you've got good balance, then you have good timing, natural power. And I know snooker's not like a physical sport, but it's about timing. Yeah, it's about timing. And if you've got good balance, the timing comes so much easier. Shots are much more effortless. So I still believe that if I got a new hip, that might be the answer. But I think it's a bit of a drastic action.
Now, obviously, you played left-handed for a while as well,
yeah.
and you played left-handed in some tournaments which went down well, sometimes not well other times.
Yeah.
Now, spreading the load, they do say if you drive with your right hand, I drive with my right hand a lot. You're supposed to drive with two hands, but let's face it, none of us do. I drive with my right hand a lot, but I try and drive with my left hand sometimes, because your right foot's always on the acceleration. If you've got an automatic car, your left foot never does anything. Terrible for your running. Terrible.
Yeah.
Did you find that when you gave yourself a break from playing right-handed, the sort of right half of your body gave you thanks? Did it get a...
Yeah, I definitely...
Did that help with the hip thing is where I'm going?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think a lot of the time is like, you know, if you was to look at my body, a lot, if I'm having a massage, they go, "God, your right side's so much more developed than your left side."
Yeah.
I've been playing snooker for 40 years, sitting in, you know, that position. So you're putting your weight more on one side, so one side's more developed than the other. So sometimes, you know, they say...
Because you're right, so you're going to have a straight right leg, aren't you?
Yeah. So
straight right leg here.
Yeah. So you can bend my left leg over my head, but when they try to do it my right, it doesn't move.
Right.
But that's been stretched for 40 years, so I've got so much mobility on this side, but absolutely zilch on that side. So mechanically, if someone looks at my body,
it's not funny.
they go, "You're in a bad place." I'm like, not in a bad place. I've just been playing snooker for 40 years, you know. It's like golfers have the same. They have one lower arm, they walk around like that, but that's just because they're hitting thousands and thousands of balls, you know. So
because I went to the pub for about 35 years, you may have heard about that. And I'm the same at the bar. I always stand with my right knee locked.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I know. So
okay, so first time you won a tournament, first time you went for a run was because of one of your mates.
Yeah.
2003, 4?
Something around that time, yeah. Alan took me out for a run over the forest and
Tell us
destroyed
about Alan.
me.
I mean, how much you got to thank Alan for?
Yeah, Alan was great, you know. Because I was shocked at how fit he was. Now he just kind of done this 10k round the front. I was in bits, but obviously then I joined the running club and you get into it and you start, you know, putting in some good sessions and then the fitness came. So yeah,
Nobody cares what you do in the day. Nobody cares about your day job.
It's the best thing. I loved it at the running club. And I like as well. I think when I finish playing, I'd probably get a coaching badge and try and help out the club with all types of runners. Just
Oh, when might that be?
I don't know. Whenever I've got the time, you know, whenever I finish playing snooker.
Well, let's go back to the first time you realised you might have a shout out at becoming a pro snooker player when you were 12 in a pro-am tournament.
Yeah.
Mostly playing against adults anyway.
Yeah.
So the other amateurs were adults and obviously the professionals were adults.
Yeah.
And you won the blooming tournament.
Yeah.
How did they feel about that?
Yeah, I think at first it's sort of like some people took it well and some people didn't,
Right.
you know. But I think on the whole, you know, it was fine, you know. A lot of.
But that must have caused such a stink at the time. This 12-year-old kid wins this tournament.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, but they knew like you know, there was a lot of other juniors, and we were all very, very good, you know. So it wasn't so much of a surprise because they knew what I could do in the practice table, and sometimes just taking that to the match table, which is the surprise, you know.
How many hours a day did you practice then? Which wasn't practice, was it? Because it was just fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Oh no! And then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when does playing every day because there's nothing else to do and you really like it,
Yeah.
turn into having to practice to keep up a certain standard or get even better? When did it turn into work?
I don't feel I've never really allowed snooker to turn into work,
Right, that's
because I think
great.
if ever it got to that point, I don't know, it's time to just not do it. But I have a rule that if after 20 minutes I'm not feeling it, it's put my cue away and take a day off.
That's like Elton John.
Yeah.
Elton John, if you couldn't come up with a song in 20 minutes, you should throw it in the bin.
Yeah, I think 20 minutes after that, it's not happening. Have
You
a day
know.
off, go and have a cup of tea.
It's the same with the run, isn't it, Vance? First 20 minutes, you know how you're going to feel.
Yeah.
Are the legs here today or are they not here today?
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, the first 20 minutes can, you know, feel sticky, but then somehow you sort of grow into it. especially running.
Sometimes you have your best runs when you feel terrible. I think I feel terrible, and then all of a sudden it turns into one of my best runs. I think it's at expectation levels, maybe.
This book is out now. It's out in paperback. It is a fantastic book. Ronnie O'Sullivan, Unbreakable. The documentary's still out there on Prime Video. Ronnie, it's a joy to see you again. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Round of applause for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Come on. Woo!